The game seems like there hasn't been much changed, anything new from the previous game. Steven, I'm so glad that you asked this question. This is a brand new game. It's called Under Night In-Birth 2, and they've put a giant 2 on it. But as you can see from the gameplay, it does not look like a whole lot has changed. It very much looks like the old Under Night In-Birth. And the reason is, one, because people like it this way, but secondly, that this is a sprite-based game, and so it would be really expensive to redraw all of these characters and to do them in a completely different graphical style. This is a very small company. They grew up making games for, like, you know, going to Comiket and making Dojin games, and they're now part of Arc System Works, but even so, they are still a small team making a big game. As a result, they don't really have the money to completely redo everything. There was a short that I posted where I was just like, should it have had new graphics? I wasn't saying that it should have had new graphics, but a lot of people were in the comments and saying, like, this game does not need new graphics. Generally speaking, I agree. I don't think that this game needed new graphics. I think it would have helped. It would definitely have gotten more people into the game if they saw, like, Under Night In-Birth had actually become, like, had actually evolved to, you know, Under Night In-Birth 2 and had, I don't know, 3D graphics or 2D graphics, but all of everyone's got new costumes. There's a lot of stuff that they could have done and redrawn, but it would have taken away time from the things that we actually wanted them to change. And the main thing that we wanted them to change was roll back netcode. The main thing about this game is that nobody was asking for a new game. No one. I can't think of a single person who loves Under Night who was like, yeah, no, I really wish they would just make a new Under Night game. No one ever said that. What everyone was saying was, I wish they would continue working on Under Night, because Under Night In-Birth came out the year that the pandemic started, and unfortunately, even with a new game and all the momentum that they had getting into EVO, it was a fantastic success in that regard. Just not having rollback meant that during the pandemic, this game really did suffer. And so, what we have here is called Under Night In-Birth 2. It's a new game, but yes, generally speaking, it looks exactly like the previous game. Underneath the hood, so much has changed, right? A lot of stuff has changed. A lot of the gameplay is going to feel completely different. There are 3 new characters. On day 1, you will have 3 new characters that were not in the game before. Usually, we get 1 new character every 3 years. We got 3 characters in 3 years this time, and we're going to get 3 more characters over the next couple of years. So, things have really amped up in terms of pace for this company, French Bread, that is the developer of this game. But, yes, it doesn't look like a brand new game. So that's the reason why this game doesn't look new, because they only had a limited budget, and they put all the money into the place that we wanted them to put the money, and that was making sure that it had rollback netcode. If this game had been exactly the same as CLR, and it just had rollback netcode, no one would have complained. Everyone would have been like, that's fine. If they said, we're going to charge you full price for it, it's going to be called Under Night In-Birth 2, nothing's going to be different except for rollback netcode, everyone would have said, sure, okay, I'll have 2. That's how much passion, and that's how much people love this game. And I'm just really happy that we have rollback netcode. But I agree, it would be nice if it actually looked different. But it's not necessary. In addition to rollback netcode, a number of other things have changed. Balance has been changed between the characters. There are 3 new characters. There's a new move that you could actually do in this game. I've got no grid, but this move, you could not do this move, but this is a universal mechanic that you can actually do with all characters. It's called Creeping Edge. It allows you to get, I want to say get out of the corner. This might not actually be the smartest way to get out of the corner, but if you want to side switch with a character like this, you can be blocking here, and then you can Creeping Edge to go through them. There's a lot you can do. There's also another mechanic called Celestial. If those grid gauges at the bottom of the screen, if that fills up to 6, and then you win the Vorpal cycle, which is important to this game, then you will also gain something called Celestial Vorpal, which is even better than being in Vorpal. So a lot of stuff has changed, but most of it's under the hood, and a lot of casual players will not realize and will not understand. That's why it's on us. It's on people like me, it's on people like you, it's on people like everyone who just picks up the game to help new players understand why this game is kind of exciting, because on the face of it, it doesn't look like an exciting new release. But it is. It is really, really exciting. It would be prohibitively expensive to reanimate all these characters with new 2D sprites. Yeah, if they reanimated everything, we would get a beautiful new game, and probably wouldn't have had money to implement rollback, and that would have been much, much worse. We do not want a new game if it means we're going to have to forego things like having rollback netcode. So I think French Bread gave us exactly what we wanted, and I think ultimately even people who think they want new graphics, this is actually what they wanted, what they gave us.